The physician orders for life-sustaining treatment paradigm is being used in a growing number of states. As use increases, it is vitally important to assure the quality of the POLST program is maintained. POLST has been shown to be remarkably effective in assuring that patient treatment preferences are honored. Those signing POLST orders have a responsibility to assure that this powerful tool is consistently used correctly. The majority of states are now using the POLST paradigm or have POLST programs in development. In some states, the program goes by a different name. For example, it is called MOLST in New York and POST in West Virginia. Washington and some other states use different colors of the form. Regardless of the name or the color, the overall goal remains the same: to assure the treatment preferences of patients with advanced illness are carefully elicited, recorded, and honored both in their homes and when they're transferred from one care setting to another. POLST Doing It Better is designed to highlight areas of misunderstanding and promote consistent high-quality use of the POLST paradigm, with the ultimate goal of assuring that patient wishes to have or to limit medical treatments are respected.
The patient's in charge. That's important to me, especially the more frail we become. The more important it is for me to be independent and have my wishes fulfilled. With my doctor, we're partners. We talk it over together. And she respects me and I respect her, because I don't want to be resuscitated. We decided that I would have antibiotics if I needed them, and if I needed to go to the hospital because they couldn't take care of me, I would. And I might change that even if my health deteriorates, but right now that's where I am.
Do not resuscitate does not mean do not treat. Sister Frances's wishes are to have some treatments and avoid others. Half of people with POLST DNR orders want to go to the hospital, and half don't. Knowing the patient's code status does not tell you what other treatments the patient wants. Sister Frances does not want CPR, but she would want to go to the hospital for basic medical treatment. She would want treatment for dehydration or antibiotics if she got pneumonia. Sister Frances would not want to be put on a breathing machine in the intensive care unit.
My values are, don't keep prolonging my life if it's time for me to die. Let me die naturally and with some comfort.
A patient's wishes and health can change. The patient can revoke a POLST form at any time. Whenever a patient's health status changes, it is imperative to review and revise the POLST form to reflect their current wishes. Often, as patients get sicker, they want fewer treatments. Many prefer to avoid going back to the hospital as they near the end of their lives. When a patient expresses a desire not to return to the hospital, the focus of their care changes. A new POLST form is written for comfort measures only. The patient may be enrolled in hospice, and more attention is given to providing things that reduce suffering and bring the patient comfort and joy. Even when a patient does not want to return to the hospital, it may not be possible to honor their wish. Sometimes they need to be transferred to a higher level of care because their symptoms cannot be managed where they are. 6% of patients with orders for comfort measures only die in the hospital. Patients with POLST orders for full treatment are far more likely to die in the hospital. There is a strong association between POLST orders and the treatments that patients receive. Those who want more treatment receive more treatment, and those who want to avoid another hospitalization are far less likely to die in the hospital. Health systems have an obligation to be able to rapidly locate patient POLST orders in the patient's electronic medical record. The National POLST Paradigm Task Force recommends that a button be placed on the patient header with a yes-no indicator so that POLST forms can be located in a single click. In states where POLST is in widespread use, it is respected and honored by health systems of all denominations. The appropriate use of POLST is supported as part of end-of-life care, honoring the whole person. Members of the healthcare team are educated regarding discussion and correct documentation of goals of treatment conversations that are respectful of patient and family values and beliefs. POLST is designed for someone with more advanced illness. They might have advanced heart or lung disease, cancer that has spread, or they might be older and frail. As a healthcare professional, ask yourself, would I be surprised if this patient were to die in the coming year? If the answer is no, I would not be surprised. It may be time to have a POLST conversation. POLST is not for everyone. Most 65-year-olds are too healthy to have POLST orders. For example, patients who are briefly in a facility recovering from hip replacement may be too healthy to have a POLST form. If something suddenly happened, healthy seniors would likely want everything done medically, at least until they knew more about their condition and chances of recovery. These seniors should have an advance directive. If in time they become more frail or get sicker, they or a person they appoint may want to complete a POLST and turn their wishes into action as a medical order. No one has to have a POLST form. POLST is entirely voluntary. While facilities routinely record code status, they cannot require that patients have a POLST form as a condition of care. State and federal regulations do not require POLST forms for every resident of a long-term care facility. Some patients, including those admitted for short-term rehab following orthopedic procedures, may not want to complete a POLST form. Some of these patients are too healthy to have POLST orders. For nursing home residents who are sicker and more frail, it makes sense to routinely offer the opportunity to complete a POLST form, but they don't have to have it.
And many older people haven't ever broached the conversation because they're just not quite sure how to say the words. So I think that healthcare professionals can be extremely valuable in bringing it up, making it a normal topic, and then helping find the right words to ensure that that patient's wishes are met. I can't tell you how often it happens that, the first time everyone's in the room together and mom says, if I get to the end of life, I want it to be at home. I want it to be with my family. I want to be in comfort.
This video was made possible by a gift from Bill and Karen Early and grants from the California Healthcare Foundation and the Archstone Foundation.